Good afternoon. Transport Group Manibela pushes through with its nationwide public transport strike, prompting several cities in Metro Manila to offer free rides or Libreng Sakay to commuters on Monday. Drivers and operators are staging a nationwide transport strike in protest of alleged corruption in the transportation sector. The strike also calls for the suspension and review of the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. The Manila Public Information Office says e-trikes, mobile transport vehicles, SUVs, Manila Police Department transporters, and patrol vehicles are on standby to move affected commuters. It adds that the local government is monitoring routes that may be affected by the strike, namely San Juan de Visoria, Blumentritt, Novaliches, Nagtahan Paco, Divisoria Cubao, Moraita de Visoria, and Balik-Balik, Quiapo. Meanwhile, the Quezon City local government says it deployed its Q-City bus service in terminals located in Philcoa, Litex, and Araneta y Rodriguez. The cities of Pasig, Malabon, Caloocan, and Valenzuela are also dispatching vehicles offering free rides for their constituents. Several local government units and universities have earlier announced suspensions of face-to-face classes and a shift to distance learning due to the transport strike. On Sunday, Interior Secretary Benher Abalos Jr. downplayed the nationwide transport strike, saying there would be no paralysis of traffic. The Department of Foreign Affairs says the Rafah border crossing near Egypt is crucial to efforts to evacuate Filipinos in Gaza. In a statement, DFA spokesperson Teresita Daza says the agency is hoping that the Rafah border crossing would be opened for humanitarian purposes to allow people to escape the raging Israel-Hamas conflict. DFA Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega earlier said they are working with partners to request the opening of an Israel border and the Rafah border for humanitarian purposes. In a radio interview on Monday, De Vega says 78 of 131 Filipinos in Gaza are currently near the Rafah border crossing, while 30 remain in other parts of southern Gaza. The rest have left northern Gaza or Gaza City, which is expected to be the main site for hostilities between Israeli forces and Hamas militants. Over the weekend, the Philippine government placed Gaza under Alert Level 4, making repatriation mandatory for all Filipinos in the area. The Armed Forces of the Philippines says a Chinese Navy warship carried out dangerous maneuvers when it crossed a Philippine Navy transport ship's bow in the West Philippine Sea. In a statement, AFP says BRP Benguet was at 5.8 nautical miles southwest of Pag-asa Island en route to Rizal Reef for a regular rotation and resupply mission on Friday when People's Liberation Army Navy Ship 621 shadowed the Philippine Navy ship at a distance of 80 yards. The Chinese Navy vessel also attempted to cross the Philippine ship's bow with the closest point of approach at 350 yards. According to AFP, BRP Benguet issued consecutive radio challenges against the Chinese warship, citing the violation of the collision regulations and demanded it to steer clear from its path. AFP says the Chinese Navy ship responded using their so-called and patently baseless 10-line narrative. According to AFP Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr., China's dangerous and offensive maneuvers not only risk collision but also directly endanger the lives of maritime personnel from both sides. For his part, Western Command Chief Vice Admiral Alberto Carlos urges China to immediately halt these unsafe actions and conduct themselves in a professional manner by adhering to international law. Local oil firms announced mixed adjustments in the pump prices of petroleum products effective on Tuesday, October 17. In separate advisories, local oil companies say they would increase the price of gasoline by 55 centavos per liter. Meanwhile, the prices of diesel and kerosene would go down by 95 centavos per liter. This comes after the Department of Energy told motorists to manage expectations amid the Israel-Hamas conflict as, quote, "We have no control on the supply and prices of oil in the international market." Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Transport Group Manibela pushes through with its nationwide public transport strike on Monday. Metro Manila cities offer free rides to commuters. Armed Forces of the Philippines accuses a Chinese Navy warship of dangerous maneuvers when it crossed a Philippine Navy transport ship's bow in the West Philippine Sea. And oil firms announce increase in gasoline prices effective Tuesday. Diesel, kerosene prices to roll back. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.